Chaos.radio. Music, podcasts, entertainment.
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of NEWSWAVE, written, produced and recorded in the heart of Cornwall by the team here at Chaos Radio. I'm your host, Tom Howe, and I'll be guiding you through some of the insightful guests and exciting news content that we've enjoyed across Chaos Radio this past week. And in fact, this week we're going to be doing things slightly differently as we take Chaos on the road to the ever-popular Sticker Vintage Rally and Country Fair. It was held on the weekend of the 1st to the 3rd of August and offered a range of entertainment for all the family, from Johnny Cowling, a comedy session with Johnny Cowling, to support from local band Jailhouse. We had rock and roll bingo. There was free entry included on Saturday night as well for a little bit of entertainment. We had a number of local organisations playing their part and sharing their stories. And in and amongst all of that, the car boot, the local charities, the committee members, and a nice bite to eat as well, was our usual brand of chaos. So this is a NEWSWAVE special, taking you into the heart of Sticker Vintage Rally and Country Fair. Here's how the team got on. This is Chaos on the Road.
NEWSWAVE.
Absolutely. It was yesterday we had a chat about 8:15 in the morning, live from here, and I wasn't here with you. And today I'm right next to you, which is even more exciting.
We're face to face, yeah.
Face to face. It's so lovely to be back here again and be part of such an incredible event that's every year here on Chaos Radio that we get to support you with. How are you feeling about today, John?
I'm really excited about today, Cheryl. It's the sun shining. We've got loads of people here. We've got all our traders, our car booters, our vintage vehicle exhibitors. It's looking really good, and I shouldn't forget our crafters in the craft tent who do an excellent job as well. But really excited, looking forward to a smashing day and a weekend. I
think crafting's becoming a real big thing these days. People having lots of hobbies, finding ways to do different things to sort of maybe put gaps in their life that maybe they're needing for their emotional and social mental health support to themselves. I do things such as just standard colouring. I love colouring books.
I think it's a really good thing. It's probably one of the positives that came out of COVID, that people looked for new hobbies and things to do, and it's kind of spiraled into not necessarily a business, but just something to keep people occupied and give them a reason for getting up and getting on with things as well.
And it creates good opportunity for people to buy sort of gifts of a difference as well, doesn't it?
That's right, yeah. Stuff you wouldn't normally see.
So we've got some incredible amount of traders here this year, because you said to me yesterday that you were really excited about the fact that this year it's grown considerably to last year. And you see from the position that we're sat in this morning, I can clearly see there's been an advance on the amount of stalls that you've got here. It's an incredible thing to see.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm really pleased. We've got so much more support from our traders. Some old ones, good old friends, and some new ones who've come along first time this year. So we're hoping that they feel as good about this event as we do, and they'll come back and support us in years to come. Obviously,
we talked about this yesterday, but just to remind people, or for people that have not had a chance to hear this yet, what are the charities that Sticker Vintage Rally is supporting this year?
Okay, so we like to rotate our charities, and this year we're supporting 3 main ones. So we've got the Hugs Foundation, we have Penaligan's Friends, and also the East Cornwall Search and Rescue Team. And they've got representatives of each of those charities around the field. So if you're on site, come look, have a look around, have a chat with them, just find out exactly what they do, because they're all really worthwhile charities, and we're really pleased to be able to support them. And depending on how well we do, we'll have to be able to give the generous donations to them later on in the year, which is our objective, really.
Oh, it's an incredible thing to be able to do. You yourself has been a part of this event for a considerable amount of years now, haven't you? How long has it overall has this event been running for?
So, yeah, this Vintage Rally Country Fair, I think we're in our 22nd, 23rd year now. Back in 2003 was the first one, which was a much smaller event than this. It was in the garden of a local guy, Mr. and Mrs. Twining, kicked off the first event, and that was in aid of the Merlin Centre, or the Merlin Foundation as it was known then. And that was, like I say, the first one, 2003, in these guys' back garden, and it raised about £5,000 in that time, which was a really good amount of money back in those days. And I'm pleased to say that Peter and his wife Viv are still involved in the committee. They're both here today helping out. Peter's up on the gate, and Viv, his wife, is in the tea hut. So they're still involved in it, and it's that kind of community thing which makes our rally, for me, so much more special than perhaps some other ones that we go to, which are a little bit bigger. This is a real village event still, which is great.
Yeah, I sort of talked to people about that yesterday, saying how it's like almost like a big village fete in a way, but with some incredible assets to it. So, what other things are people expecting to see today? In particular, like for instance, in this ring in front of us here, just for people that obviously can't see what's going on, we've got a big ring in front of us. It's well, what shall I say? Safety barriered off so that people can't just enter it. What's going to happen in here, John?
Well, the reason for the barriers is because throughout the day we'll have parades of all our vintage vehicles. So we're going to kick off at about 11 o'clock. We'll have a big tractor parade. Those guys will come in. We'll give a little bit of description about each vehicle. Then we'll follow up that with the motorbikes will come in, the cars, and get them to do some parades around. We're hoping to have a kiddies tug-of-war, so they'll be doing tug-of-war against one of the tractors, which is always great. And just generally events going throughout the day in there, and just for people to come down and just have a look at stuff going on. All those static exhibits are in the other field, but it's nice to get them up and moving and hear the sounds and the smells of them, especially to take us back to those heydays of those vintage vehicles.
Exactly. You know, we all love a way modern technology moving on. I'm one of the biggest people that loves modern technology, but actually to see something that's got a vintage historicness to it, it's really quite humbling to see, and how people maintain them. A lot of work goes into maintaining, because you've got your own tractor, haven't you, that you go out and about on? Yeah,
I've got two tractors here, but yeah, it's surprising the number of people you just talk to, and they say, oh, I've got a so-and-so car or this sort of tractor stuck in the garage, and they're the least likely people who might think of that, but everybody's kind of doing that. And it's strange as well, because I think as we all get a little bit older and then the youngsters are coming on, you see those cars which, like I started driving on, so Ford Escorts and Cortinas, which now people are bringing those along and showing those. So that's just the progression, and that's how things work. And we need to keep that interest going to make events like this carry on throughout the year. So we need more youngsters to come along and get involved if we can, to do those vehicles, but also to join on, help us on the committee to make sure that this event and others just doesn't die out, really.
So not only that, we've got some live entertainment going on throughout the day. We've got some Quayside singers. We've got some Mewing Community Choir. I love this. Rodeo Head.
Radiohead is a classic, yeah.
And our friends Imra Singers, we do quite often touch base with them. They're incredible. They do some incredible singing, Imra Singers. So we've talked about the parades that are going on, and St Dennis Ukulele Band. Yeah,
the ukuleles will be here tomorrow, so they're really good. Really smashing group of people, very enthusiastic, so looking forward to that.
Not only that, it's a car boot sale here as well.
The car boot sale is up and running, yeah. We've got a fantastic turnout of car booters today, so lots of bargains to be had, I'm sure, which is great.
Wow, what can we say? John, thank you so much for your time today, because I know you're incredibly busy. For people that are thinking of coming on down today, we are Sticker Football Club.
Sticker Football Club, Burngallow Lane, PL26 7EN.
There you go, he gives you all the deets, he does. John, how much is it for people to enter into this wonderful event today?
OK, so adults are £7 each. Children from 10 to 16 years are £4. Under 10s are free. But if you've got a family, 2 adults and 2 children, a family ticket is £20.
Lovely stuff. John Vine, the most wonderful man here at the event today. You do some incredible work. We're extremely proud of you, and thank you for inviting us along again. And we will catch up with you throughout the weekend.
NEWSWAVE. I know, as you'd expect, I have gravitated towards the animals, and I have the wonderful Philippe and Dude in front of me. They are two gorgeous ponies I want to take home with me, but they are owned by the Hugs Foundation, and I'm here with someone from the organisation. Would you like to introduce yourselves to us?
Hello, good morning. I am Megan, and I am an animal welfare assistant at the Hugs Foundation.
So for those that aren't aware of the Hugs Foundation, can you tell us a little bit about it and what you do in the community?
Yep, so we are a fairly new charity. We were founded in 2017, and we first opened as an equine rescue, and since then we've expanded out into wellbeing sessions as well. So we support the local community. We go around, so on site we deliver wellbeing sessions and interventions to children and young people. Doodies is actually a really, really special pony because he visits care homes, he goes to hospitals, he goes into schools. So he's a really, really special pony.
So when you go into the care homes, which I love, to have the vision of, oh look, there's a horse coming in the house. How do you find the residents? How do they sort of cope with it, or what sort of emotions does it bring out in them?
Oh, it is so special. So some of them have had horses when they were young, so it brings back those memories for them. Which is just incredible to see their faces light up. Some of them, they have Alzheimer's or dementia, and you can see from their eyes just how happy they are to see the pony, and it is just incredible. But Dude is just one of the many that we do have. So since we opened in 2017, we've actually rescued over 230 horses and ponies. So we've got them all. We've got over 200 out in homes across Cornwall and Devon. Some have gone further up as well. Mm-hmm. But he's just one of the very many special animals that we have at the Hugs Foundation.
And I understand Dude goes up in lifts as well.
Yeah, he
There's
does.
not many horses you can say can do that feat.
Yeah, so he goes up in lifts. He has special little boots to make sure that he doesn't slip on the floors. He is just magical. So he does all of that, but he does also help with the wellbeing sessions on site as well. So there are 9 wellbeing session ponies on site. They range from teeny tiny, so smaller than Philippe, up to our beautiful thoroughbred. She's absolutely stunning. The kids come in, and to see them from their first session, when they come in, they're quite shut down and they don't really want to talk, but we're always there, we're working, we're milling around on the yard, and then by the end of it they're talking to us, and they're having conversations with us, and their smile on their faces, and just seeing that change in the children is it's magical.
Oh, it is gorgeous when you see that transformation, and that's all through the power of connecting with animals. And I guess you give them grooming kits as well, so they can groom away.
All of them have their own separate grooming kit. And the wellbeing team do a lot with them. So we've also got a sand school up there. So they take them up and they can sand school them. They can long rein. All of the work that we do is from the ground. So it's building that trust, and just horses are incredible at being able to pick up on emotions. So if you're anxious and you're stressed, then the horse is going to go, oh, well, okay, why am I stressed? Do I need to be stressed? But then if you're calm and you're relaxed, then they're going to go, oh, okay, well, there's nothing to worry about. So actually it's that emotional regulation and that control that children are learning, and I can't say it enough, it's just magical.
And do you work with adults in the wellbeing sessions as well?
Yeah, so we do have supported adults come up as well. We work with veterans, and we've done stuff with the police as well. We have a lot of volunteers come up for us as well, which is fantastic. Our amazing team of volunteers, because we are a small team. We are small but mighty. That is what we say.
I love that. Small but mighty.
We are small but mighty. We are a really small team, but we have a fantastic arrangement with volunteers that really keep us going. We wouldn't be able to. So Sarah over there is one of our amazing volunteers. So They help out at events. They're in the field. They're poo picking with us. They're pulling the rag work that every equestrian hates.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be done.
No, they're just amazing. So, yeah, we definitely could not take over the way that we do without our amazing volunteers.
So as well as horses and ponies, you have a range of other animals there. Do tell.
Yeah. So we have got 4 donkeys. We have got Oscar, Poncho, Mabel and Luna. So Dude was actually Oscar's best friend. Oscar thought that he was a pony, or Dude thought that he was a donkey. We don't know which way around. But then when the other 3 came in, he was like, oh, I am a donkey. So which was fantastic. So we've got 3 pigs. We've got Piglet, and when we've got Ant and Deck. They're coonies. They're really lovely. They love to come over for belly rubs. We've also got rabbits. We've got guinea pigs. We've got chickens. We've got 3 goats. We've got all sorts up there.
And are those animals available for adoption, or are they Hugs' own?
So all of the smaller animals, they are available to sponsor, so you can sponsor a resident. So, yeah, we've got the 9 wellbeing ponies that stay with us. They are available for a yearly sponsor at £30, and you get updates, and you become a Hugs hero, which is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of the other horses we have are available for rehoming. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's great. And do you have any Shire horses there at all?
So we used to, but she's gone off to a really lovely home. Oh. I know, yeah, we did have, she was called Margot, she was beautiful.
No, they are gentle giants, aren't they, of the horse world?
Absolutely. Our biggest is Olive and her best friend Felix. They're thoroughbred friends. They are beautiful together. But we've got our open day. Next Saturday on the 9th of August. So you can always come up and see exactly who we've got up there. Everyone will be there for rehoming. So we've actually got quite a big farm, and we've just made amazing Hugs highways. We call it Hugs highways because it's tracked. So it really cuts down the mud in the winter. But now, because of that, we're able to open up the whole of Hugs for people to walk around. And people go, even our vets went, I didn't know that it was this big up here. And we were like, we know. So, yeah, next Saturday, 10 till 2, you can come up, and there's always tea, coffee, cakes, ponies, the goats, the sheep.
So where are you based?
So we are in Bodmin, up on the Helland Road. So we're on Facebook. So if you wanted to head over to the Hugs Foundation on Facebook, then you can see everything that's coming up, because we've got a few events that are coming up. So yeah, it's going to be good fun.
I know fundraising is always a challenge. So you need people coming through the doors in order to sort of keep this wonderful charity going. Now, obviously, I can see the joy on your face and your volunteers. So this may be a strange question to ask, but what do you get out of your role?
Oh, I honestly cannot put that into words. As a small child, I always wanted to work with horses, but I never thought that it was possible. And now I can, and I am living my dream every day. I wake up and I want to go to work, because to see a pony go from shut down, abused, neglected, abandoned, to being able to be rehomed into a lovely family full of confidence, there is no other feeling like it.
And having animals that have been through that situation, if you get children in that have been through a similar situation, it gives them empathy as well, that they can see the pony growing and develop and thinking, well, if pony can do it, then I can do it. Yeah. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it really, really does. So Dude came off the moor. He came to us when he was only a few months old. So he came up and he's worked through it, and now he's giving back to the children he works with.
Yeah, do come and see us at Sticker Vintage Rally. We are just through the second field. You will see the Hugs Foundation on the right. If you follow the flags, that's where Chaos Radio is. And just step over and you'll see some wonderful ponies in order to cuddle. Well, it's been an absolute joy and delight chatting to you. Can you just remind the listeners once again of your website or your Facebook page so that they can get in touch with you?
So the website is hugsfoundation.org.uk, and our Facebook is the Hugs Foundation. We're based in Bodmin.
NEWSWAVE.
I am Kylie Pearce with two hats on today. I'm the events fundraiser at Children's Hospice South West, but I'm also here as sticker pantomime coordinator.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh yes, she is.
I mean, is there so many hats that you don't like to wear, Kylie?
Oh, I love a hat. Absolutely love a hat, especially in this weather.
Oh, I mean, it's lush, isn't it? Absolutely. I have to wear a hat because I just burn. But anyway, talking of, like, being hot and stuff, we saw you a few weeks ago. We were out at the Children's Hospice South West at the start of Ride, and what an incredible event that was, and the incredible work that you put into that and your team. I mean, how are you doing since then?
It was, I said, in the 14 years of working at Children's Hospice South West, it absolutely was one of the most, it was the hardest one I've ever had to logistically manage, but the most rewarding to get 108 of the 112 cyclists across that finish line. They raised an incredible £325,000 towards that £40 million in heats of well over 30 degrees over Bodmin Moor, Exmoor and up Cheddar Gorge. It was a really, really gruelling 3 days, but actually so inspiring when one of our bereaved dads came up to me on Saturday afternoon and said, because of you, for the first time in 12 years, I can speak about my son who I lost 12 years ago. This is why I do what I do, and it was so inspiring. We had lots of cyclists right here from Sticker as well. We had Fred Thomas as Team Betty with Johnny Cowling taking part. We had Team Agri, which is the big agri company based down here. We had our sponsors, Edwards. We had loads of local people from St Austell taking part.
It was beautiful and it was sad at the same time. And just listening to their stories and why they wanted to do that ride, it was really inspirational.
It's one of those events. So 60% of the cyclists come back every year, and we are like a family. They always want to try. They're like, Kylie, how are we doing with our fundraising? And fundraising is hard. We've had to swap the way we fundraise. So those that take part, they all need to raise just over £1,000, and they do that by doing their own events. So you'll see bingos going on, race nights, quiz nights. You'll see them in the local supermarkets doing turbos collections, and they're not just working just over a weekend to fundraise. These riders have been working for 9-10 months to do their fundraising, which is why the event is now raising so much money. And they're inspired. We have some of our cyclists, like I said, from businesses. Some are just like local community groups. But some of our own CHSW families, that especially we have a lot of bereaved dads that take part. That forms part of that journey, which is why the event is so important. It is, like I always say, having 100 husbands for the weekend. You do absolutely everything for them. Everything is coordinated, all your lunches, all your overnight stops. It's fully waymarked, medical support, mechanical support. We had Cornwall training and consultancy as the medical team there this year, who were incredible. It really, really, really is a special event. So if you want to take part, sign up. 20% discount is running until the 30th of September.
So, Janice, do you think that maybe it's something you feel you might want to do yourself?
I'm definitely in support team for Team Tom.
Team Tom, okay.
Team Tom, I am supporting him 100%. I will be there.
Are you sure? We had 5 ladies this year that had never got on a bike before, started cycling. They started their training 1 year in advance, and they all completed that ride. They never got in the van once.
Oh,
I reckon you could do it. I reckon. What do you reckon?
I think she could.
Oh, no, I will claim to Team Tom's support.
Okay.
Not only that, obviously we've talked about Ride, but also let's talk about the Moonlight Walk, which is it's a great time for people to be able to create those memories and remember the important people in their lives. But let's just talk about sort of how this works, because it's now in its great place out at Mevagizzy at Heligan. That's it. I was trying to get the word Heligan, which is a great, safer environment, because obviously beforehand we had it in Falmouth, you know, and now you've got it there. It's so good there, isn't it?
It's the 4th time we've returned to Heligan. We have open registration already. We can take 350 people on the evening. So the concept of the evening is an uplifting evening where you celebrate the ones that you've loved and lost. So we begin the evening, you arrive at 5, register, pick up your T-shirt, And then I write a memory ceremony, which is about 25 minutes long. And in that memory ceremony, we have readings, poems. St Ewan Community Choir will be back again. We will then remember your loved ones. I have a projector screen with all the photos of names of those being walked in memory of. And what's really key here is some people think you can only take part if you're remembering a child. You can remember anyone. I spoke to someone this week when out promoting, and they said, can I walk in memory of my dog? And I was like, of course you can. And then following the memory ceremony, there is a 4K walk. Now, it's 2 loops of this year's Halligan's Night Garden. You may see some of the Halligan lights. That isn't a promise, but they do put some up that will feature. But along the route, I put 4 stations, and at those stations, you will stop and mark the memory of your loved one. There's also something else I do really special. Every year, Halligan bring out their moon. And at the moon, because it's called a Moonlight Memory Walk, we stop at the moon and hold a 1-minute silence. And it's really, really, really beautiful. It's just £10.50 to sign up at the moment. You get your entry into Halligan for the night and into the event. You get a T-shirt, a jute bag, a pasty and your medal, all for that £10.50. And then we ask each person to raise £60 in memory that those they're walking for. And it's that sponsorship that's going towards the vital funds that supports Little Harbour and the 125 babies, children and young people we're currently looking after with life-limiting conditions.
That is so gorgeous. And having walked around the night garden, it must be, it's so beautiful and so poignant. And going around at night is something special, isn't it?
Oh, it's such a special evening. It's really beautiful. The team at Halligan are absolutely incredible. And we're almost like their trial run, because their night garden obviously launches the week after. They're absolutely brilliant in the support that they give us, and we all know Halligan has got that special place. Lots of people go to Halligan because it's got its link with memories and remembrance. So actually the event staying there and remaining there is really, really poignant, especially for the local community, and being also so close to Little Harbour as well.
Yeah, and also we must talk about your other hats that you have. So talk to us about Panto. If you were busy enough, Kylie.
So, my daughter, Caitlin, she has been a part of Sticker Pantomime, the Sticker Village Players, since she was 8 years old. She's played the principal girl and boy for the last 4 years. And about 3 years ago, I went along, and with my experience, I was made pantomime coordinator. So I'm sort of in charge of front of house, and I've been promoting, helping with support for the marketing, making things a bit modern, putting tickets online, etc. And last year being here, I was like, we need to be here as Sticker Pantomime. And this year, or next year, the pantomime's going to be Jack and the Beanstalk. And we thought, what a great community engagement project, that why don't we make the beanstalk and get the community to make the leaves, and it'll be personalised with their name, and then they can come along and watch the panto and see that the leaf that they've made here form a part of that beanstalk in Panto Week, which is the 10th to the 14th of February next year.
Pantos always bring such a community together, and by doing this, you're expanding that. You're passing that word around as well about the great, week-long panto of people acting and enjoying themselves, and all the sort of silly slapstick things that go on in panto. It's just amazing, isn't it?
It is. Last year was the 40th anniversary. Hence the T-shirts. Did a little fundraiser for those last year, and they actually wrote their own script, and it was based on Sticker.
He's behind you. Oh no,
we've got one of our players. Well, 2 of our players here now, Michelle and Pete. It's such an important part of Sticker community. And I think what's really important, so we're also recruiting for new members to come, adult chorus members, junior chorus. Being able to provide projects for children and adults to get involved with is really, really important. We have some, with great socials. Caitlin this year's come off the stage. She's going to be one of the directors this year. And so to be able to see these children progress from, that little 8-year-old who's now actually a choreographer and a director, and we've got some new players already joined. So if anyone wants to come up to our stand near the main stage, at the top where we come in at the entrance, come and make a leaf, come and find out how to win 2 free tickets to the panto, join our Facebook group, and come and see us if you're interested in being a part of the panto, on stage, off stage, anyone over the age of 8. But also we're looking for backstage team, people to help with painting and scenery. We're a tiny group, but an enthusiastic group. So come and see us.
If people were looking and think, oh yeah, I quite fancy doing a bit of acting, but I've never done anything like that before, and they're absolutely terrified, but they think, oh yeah, I'd like to. Can anybody take part, even people
Absolutely.
with very limited experience,
Yes.
adults and children?
Yes, absolutely. So the main cast has already been picked. But we're looking to add to that chorus, the adult and junior chorus, and that's where you start, and you'll pick up some, like, even if you want one line, we can give you one of the line from the chorus script, and that is where we can see those little ones, that energy and that confidence growing over the years. Like Caitlin, when she started 8 years ago, was a member of the chorus, and she's been the principal boy and girl for the last 3 or 4 years. This year's principal boy, Lerin, she started 4 years ago, and this is her first year playing Jack as the principal boy. And to see Lerin develop over the last 4 years has been absolutely delightful, and that's what's really, really fantastic. It's about giving children that confidence outside of that school setting as well. We've got our principal girl this year, Layla. Actually, she's homeschooled, but she is a part of a drama group, and she's joined us this year, and it's just absolutely brilliant to be able to bring that to the local Sticker stage.
I love theatre children, because when the child has gone through some theatre or drama training, if you put a camera in front of them, they're all in front of it saying, yeah, other children are quite reserved. And I just love that confidence and those transferable skills they bring on.
Absolutely. It's just about being in a supportive environment.
NEWSWAVE.
So Penhaligon's Friends, for those that aren't aware of the charity, can you tell us a little bit about the work you do?
Yes, so we support children and young people that have been bereaved, from the age of 0 really to up to the age of 18.
So what sort of things how do you help them?
Well, the first port of call is they would phone in possibly to the office, and they speak to one of our lovely family service team. And then there's various support that's in place for them. So there's things like one-to-one support, we do family groups, we do teens groups, we do our memory days, which are amazing, and telephone support, which would be ongoing.
I think the beauty of your charity is that it's not a one visit. You are there for support for the duration until whenever, which I think is so lovely to have that continuity, especially as a child grows and develops.
That's right, and they do dip in and out of the service, so they might be very young when they're bereaved, and then they might not need anything for a long time, particularly if they transition to secondary school or something like that. They very often then come back, and it's up, like I said, to the age of 18.
So when I've spoken to Jo before, she's talked to me about the memory days. Can you let our listeners have a sort of feel of what happens on those days?
Memory days are very special days. So the parent carer would come as well as the young people. The parent carer have a group that they go into to do their various activities that they do. And then the young people are divided into their little groups, so into age groups really. And they do the same sort of thing. So they would make salt jars and memory books and lots of things, and then at the end of the day when they all get together, they've been doing very similar things that they can take away with them, which is they take everything away in a lovely memory box, and they've got that to keep then.
Oh, that is so gorgeous, because it's so important to talk about the person that you've lost. Absolutely. And keep those memories alive, and plus they're linking up with peers, aren't they?
Yes.
So, of the similar age, so they can actually chat about the things they're going through and what they're feeling, which I think is so important.
And they're not alone. They know other people are going through this as well. So, yes.
So you're very busy at the moment.
Yes.
And being a charity, how have you found fundraising?
Fundraising gives its challenges at the moment, I think. Yes. But we've just had our fun day, because it's our 30th year this year, which is very special for us. And so we had a fun day, which was amazing. So
that was down in Red Roof area, wasn't it, when I was speaking to Jo? Yes. So what was going on there? It sounded like amazing work.
We had our tombola store, which of course we have here today as well. So we had that, and we had lots of entertainment and lots of various stalls, a bit like today, really.
Yeah. Lots of things going on, which is absolutely wonderful. And if people were out there and are thinking, how do we get in touch? How do we link up? Or they may be a bit nervous about approaching you. What would you say to them in order to let them sort of feel, it's okay, this is what we do? What would you say to those sort of people?
I would say, please phone in. Please make that call. It might be me they might speak to because I'm their receptionist, so they might get me.
Well, they know they get a friendly voice,
they
would
get a friendly voice, whatever, of course. Yes, they would, yes, so they can phone in. If they can't do it themselves, they could get someone else to do it for them, a family member possibly. We also take referrals from schools, so school can make the referral. So, yeah, there's various options for people, but yes, we are all very, very friendly.
Oh, that's really good to know, because some people may be a bit hesitant about going forward and they may be in quite a dark place, but it must be so great to see people when they first enter and people once they've had the support, and you must see the growth that they go through.
Yeah, very much so. And what's happening now, we found, is that we've got a lot of people that had our support in the past and are now fundraising for us, so that's amazing as well.
Oh, that's really good. So what sort of fundraising do you do throughout the year?
We have lots of people fundraise for us, so at the moment we've got someone who's doing an Ironman. We've just had somebody that's done a walk in Spain for us, so yeah, all sorts of fundraisers, yes.
So it's not only individuals that can help raise funds and awareness, but you're doing a 30 for 30, is that correct?
We're doing a 30 for 30, yes.
What's that?
That's about business, so if any businesses would like to support us, it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. They might want to do something to help the charity. My colleague Jo, if they contact Jo in the office, she would love to hear from any businesses that would love to support us this year.
And of course, you're out at wonderful events like this today, which is raising money partly for yourselves as well. You're one of their chosen charities. Yeah. You must be having some great conversations on your stand.
Oh yes, it's lovely, and a lovely sunny day and lots of lovely people. So yes, it's been amazing, and we're here tomorrow as well.
No, I think it's really good that we have those open discussions about death, because it's going to happen to us all, some sooner than later, but we need to have those discussions, and it needs to be okay to talk about it.
Absolutely, yeah, and we are the place to come.
I know, it's just so lovely chatting with you up there and finding a lot more about the work you do. Do you also go and give talks to schools or to local organisations?
Yes, we do, yes. In actual fact, I'm giving one this Friday. So, yes, so lots of groups and things ask us to give talks. We go to schools and give talks, yes.
And how do you find the children respond to the conversation dialogue?
I think it's, like you said before, about starting those conversations. It starts those conversations, yes.
And I guess it also helps them empathise with people or children that they may have or know about in the school going through similar things.
That's right, yes.
Oh, no, it's so good to know. So have you got any events coming up that people can go to, or anything that's happening you'd like to tell the listeners about?
Well, we've got... Later in the year, because it's our 30th year, as I said before, we've got we're going to have a ball at Penventon, so that should be great.
Oh, very nice. Does it have a theme at all? Is it sparkles in gorgeousness?
I'm not sure yet.
Oh, okay.
And there'll be an auction as well when we do the ball, so we're going to have a big auction as well. So,
okay. And if people want to find out more information about the wonderful work you do, where do they go to look?
If they go to our website, which is www.penhaligansfriends.org.
Oh, well, it's been absolutely amazing chatting with you today and finding out more information about your wonderful charity. And I hope they raise lots of money here, so lots of money goes into the coffer so you can do some more amazing work out there.
NEWSWAVE.
I found myself in the ultimate toy shop, essentially, vintage toy shop. I'm here with Steve from Vintage 72 Toys and Games. How are you this morning?
Hi, nice to meet you. You all right?
I'm good. What are you doing here today?
Well, today I brought my business out, really, to a nice community event, which is really key for what I do, especially in the summer months. I trade in vintage toys, retro toys, collectibles, and not forgetting all the sort of like more modern toys as well for all the young kids who are walking around events like this. It's important, really, to sort of like keep them all, with things for them to buy.
Absolutely. I think it's great though. It's also there's an air of sustainability to it, because a lot of toys, like you see a lot of it goes into landfill, but you're kind of saving it, repurposing it. There's some lovely vintage toys here as well, and kind of giving them a bit of a new life.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, obviously it's a business model for me to sort of trade in the vintage and retro, whether it be sort of like 1920s tin toys, 30s, 40s dinky, right through to like modern My Little Pony, Barbie, Cindy, Action Man, all that sort of stuff, Matchbox. It's stuff of all ages, but yeah, definitely it's amazing what you see gets thrown away because people have no thought of a value in it. So yeah, it is nice to sort of like recycle the toys, and there's lots of kids who are into old stuff. It's just they probably don't get a chance to see it that often to find out about it.
Yeah, it's not in your typical toy shops anymore. What we first noticed when we were here yesterday was all of the Nerf guns that you've got on the floor. Yeah. They're absolutely brilliant. I'm surprised that the guys haven't come over and bought one yet, because the bit of chaos lore is for Secret Santa one year, a couple of people got some Nerf guns, and there was a few office wars for a bit.
I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, Nerf guns are something that I traditionally wasn't into necessarily, but yeah, obviously it's about finding things for the kids on these days, and of course the kids love running around and playing with outdoor toys, and it's the right weather for it. So Nerf guns, I've found myself have been a big part of the business when I come out and do events like this, but the events are always different. The steam rallies and the vintage rallies are different from some of the other sort of summer days that I do out, so different things sell differently at different times, but Nerf guns are always a good seller.
Yeah, I think this is also quite a good universal shop for all ages, because you've got like we were just talking about the Nerf guns for the kids, but there's some genuine collectibles inside here. I'm a big fan of motorsports, big fan of Formula One. I immediately went and found like your vintage little models in there.
It's surprising what you can bring with you, and it's I have the collectors in mind as well. I mean, some of the rarer things I have in here are late 1960s Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Obviously, they came into the country sort of like 67, 69, and they're called like red lines. They have the red line tyres. And, they're really collectible to find in good condition, because, they're all sort of like 50, 60 years old. And had one guy came around and he said, I just don't see them. And he was amazed because I had a load on the stall. So, yeah, it's really important that I bring collectibles as well, because there are a lot of enthusiasts who come to the vintage rallies, and so that's a key part of the business as well. So vintage Star Wars is an obvious thing.
Yeah.
Formula One seems to have a bit of a resurgence again. I think there's a lot of new young drivers in again, so it's appealed to younger people. So I've got a lot of F1 stuff, and so, you can sell that because there's a lot more sort of interest in it again, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking around, do you have like a favourite era, favourite toy?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you lean towards?
Well, I think for me it's probably the 1970s era, and that's when I was a kid myself.
Yeah.
And so that really went in, when I started playing with sort of toys, it would have been the vintage, older style Action Man, Airfix kits, Airfix soldiers, that sort of a thing, Matchbox cars, Corgi cars of the day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I suppose, into the 80s, there were things like Transformers. I mean, that's always going to be a popular line. They're still knocking the films out. But yeah, getting hold of the vintage Transformers is harder, but they sell. They're well collected. And for me, it's about stocking as much as I can from every era that I can. Obviously it attracts more interest from buyers, but it's me being able to then show that I have a little bit of everything and can get hold of it when people want it. So I'm sort of local to the region. I'm based in Liskeard. Used to have a shop, but I had to close it down because I think, like most towns, Liskeard was sort of struggling for business, and I think that was a post-COVID thing, really. People's shopping habits changed, so my Facebook page really does most of my business for me locally, and obviously, like everybody else, there's eBay shops attached, but I like coming out to events like this.
Yeah.
Actually talking to people, hearing their stories, their toys, and, it's great when I've got things that, they want to buy. I enjoy that side of it.
Absolutely. Do you do a lot of events over the summer?
I try to. Obviously, it's all going to be weather reliant.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of opportunities. It's just, it's got to beat that old Cornish weather. I mean, But yeah, I try and do things like this rather than the traditional toy shows. They seem to be a little bit more competitive and quite expensive to do. You have to travel further afield. I mean, the best local one, really, if people want to get into vintage toys and have a look around, the best local one, I think, is the Lost Withiel Toy Fair. And that's a good little community toy fair, which is growing in size and a lot of interest there. and they do a good job of keeping a traditional toy fair alive when so many have sort of like fallen, under the water, because if they don't advertise it right, people don't go out to those things. So
exactly,
people living locally, that's always a good one. And there's one every couple of months, and it's worth checking out the details of that, because that's always a good little event to do.
So when you're looking to stock your stall and up your stock, what are you specifically looking for? Do you go like, I want to get toys from the 80s, the 90s, or do you just kind of, if you find it, it's golden?
Well, when I've got my business hat on, really, 80s and 90s is where some of the bigger value items are. I think it's really a case of people who've grown up recollecting their toys, and especially this was a thing during lockdown when people weren't working and going out, they were collecting again. A lot of people started collecting again. They were probably finding things in their loft or attic when they were tidying up the house and thinking, love these things, and I forgot about them. They've got kids themselves. So the 80s, 90s really is a period where you're probably talking about younger families, 30, 40, 30-year-olds who are reinvested into their childhood. The traditional things like Hornby and Dinky, unfortunately, are sort of like, waning out a little bit as generations, change. 80s and 90s really is a key period. So, again, we're talking Transformers, Power Rangers, that sort of thing, which were, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, the original ones of those, they can go for really good money. So, but they're key iconic toys. And then you got things like, your Starsky Hutch, your A-Team, your Knight Rider things. Those really, really, really big programs in the 80s. The toys for those are getting more and more collectible now. So I try and hunt down the things that are a little bit more unusual, things you don't walk into another shop and find straight away. But the mainstream stuff like Star Wars is an obvious one.
Yeah, I've seen our photographer Joe. He has been eyeing up all of the Star Wars bits that you've got on the side there the entire time you've been doing this interview. He loves as like a Star Wars Lego. I think Lego's making such a resurgence as well. I'm obsessed with it. Always pointing something out to me. What have you got there, Joe?
And Boba Fett.
Oh, Boba Fett, lovely.
Well,
lovely
what you've got there is the trilogy series, which was obviously a reissue of Boba Fett, but it's done with a lot of detail. In the 90s, the Star Wars figures changed from the look of the original 70s ones to a bit of a look that wasn't really well collected or received. So, the company's gone really, in depth of making nice, detailed figures, and that's a really nice example on that particular card of that particular figure.
How do you feel about people taking figures and stuff out of their packaging? Would you keep it in the packaging, or do you think toys are meant to be kind of played with and used like that?
It's an interesting one, because I think you have to look at something when it reaches a certain age. Is when has something that was made and was marketed and put out there as a toy, when has it become an adult collectible? It comes with age, and it comes with scarcity, I suppose, and its collectability. So if we're looking at things like Star Wars, I think, if it's a vintage one and it's in its package, leave it in its package.
Yeah, keep it as intended.
If it's loose, that's great. But I don't know. It's you get a lot of people who pay a lot of money to grade things and spend a lot of money trying to make more out of what they've got, and it's not really what I'm about as a retailer. I like to have things that people can touch and have that memory of when they're a kid, and have that sort of it brings them back to that feeling of unwrapping that present that they probably got from a toy shop in the 70s or 80s, and the nostalgia feeling for that, I think, outweighs trying to get more money for something which is mint on a card. It's great to find it if you can, but I like things to not necessarily be opened for the sake of it, but if it's opened and loose, I like that. I like that nostalgic feel of it.
Always reminds me of, do you remember Beanie Babies?
Yeah.
Of course you do. My parents, I used to get so many when I was younger. I grew up in the early noughties. My mum was like, keep the labels on those ones, keep the tags on that, because it'd be worth a lot of money in the future. I don't think I've ever sold one of my Beanie Babies.
Well, Beanie Babies and TY toys, some of them are valuable, and some were mass merchandise, so they're easy enough to find. But it's like anything, there are rarer versions, and it's about knowing what is good in that market. As a retailer, I obviously try and look out for those special ones, not just because obviously I can get a little bit more money for it, but it's because that's what people want to find, and it's great to see people's faces when they find something that they didn't expect to see. I enjoy that. I think it's a nice part of the job.
If you find something from your childhood that you're like, oh my god, I played with this every single day, mine broke or I lost it or anything, and you come here and you find it, it's a reconnecting with your childhood for sure, and it must be quite magical to be able to facilitate that in a way.
Yeah, it's great. They're really, really happy until they see what the price is. But no, only kidding. I try and keep things as realistic as I possibly can.
Absolutely.
Especially at events like this. So many young kids walking around. You've got to make the right price for pocket money. Again, I've got toys starting here from 50p, and I've got the earlier mentioned sort of Hot Wheels 1960s cars at £40 each. So it's a market for everyone, collectibles. But today really is also about looking after the kids.
Absolutely. It has been great chatting to you, Steve. Could you remind us of your social media if anyone wants to check you out, see what you've got available?
Well, yeah, definitely. My Facebook page is called Vintage 72 Toys. I've been knocking around now for sort of 10 years. So a lot of people regionally have heard and do know of me. But I'll always, look after local people. I mean, I have my Facebook page and I have my eBay page, but I say to people who are local, if you see something on my eBay page, message me locally because I'll make it cheaper for you. And, if you're real close, you can sort out delivery. That makes a big difference to people.
Absolutely,
the price,
it's that personal touch.
Yeah. But so I'm based in Liskeard, Vintage 72. So if people jump on Facebook, check us out, and send us a message if you've got things you want, looking for, or if you've got stuff to sell. We're buying all the time, so it's really important, obviously, to keep that sort of like stock levels going. So people with collections to sell, just give us a message.
NEWSWAVE. So we are East Cornwall Search and Rescue Team. We're based in Bodmin, covering the east of the county, with our colleagues from West Cornwall, who are based in St Day. So there is 2 teams in Cornwall. We roughly have between 45 and 60 call-outs a year, ranging from assisting the ambulance service, which are on great amount of pressure at the moment, and also we do a lot of work with the police. So we are currently looking for high-risk missing people, whether they be lost, injured, or despondent. So there's a lot of people out there at the moment that are struggling mentally, and they take themselves off for a quiet moment and they don't know the dangers that they are currently in. So we will go out, search the areas and hopefully try and locate them.
And what people don't always realise, again, you're not a government-funded organisation. Again, you rely heavily on donations given to you to keep running, and you're all, I'm guessing, all volunteers.
Yeah, that's correct. We are all volunteers within the Mountain Rescue Team. So any donation from the public we receive goes directly into the organisation to keep us running, which unbelievably costs between £20,000 to £25,000 a year just to keep us operational, that we can then be called on at a moment's notice.
How much training does it take to become a volunteer?
So to become a volunteer, you would be expected to attend every Monday evening for about 6 months. On top of that, you'll also have the last Sunday in every month where we'll do a specialist exercise. And then on top of that again, we have full team training every single Thursday, with the exception of between Christmas and New Year, where we actually take a 2-week break from training. But we're still on call for those Christmas Day call-outs.
What led you to becoming part of the Mountain Rescue Team?
So I saw East Cornwall Search and Rescue Team were out doing a rescue cover at Indian Queens, which, funny enough, we're actually deployed on that same event today. So they're doing a half marathon and we'll do the rescue cover for that. And with a love of the outdoors, I thought, why not combine it with helping somebody and be outdoors at the same time? And what better, more organisation than you have of a mountain rescue team?
Oh,
it's just absolutely brilliant to be part of such a good team with variety of backgrounds, with our careers from builders to pharmacy technicians. We've got doctors, retired paramedics, PR people, you name it. Our team have probably got it within our team.
How do you stand because you could get a call out in the middle of the day in your working week? How adaptable are most employers to that fact?
Most employers are absolutely fantastic, and enabling their employee to leave at a moment's notice is their way of supporting the team and giving back to the community. Some of us are self-employed, so we can set people up and we'll leave at a moment's notice. Some are retired, and everybody pulls together. So some jobs you can't leave, but when the time comes, you do.
No star. And also you've got that social aspect yourself, so haven't you? I mean, we constantly go back to COVID times where people lost that social element and still struggle socially now, but being in a team that you're in, you've got somebody looking out for you all the time.
All the time. So within our team, we've got 48 members within our books. I know full well I could pick up the phone to any one of those and it would probably ring less than 3 times and someone would answer.
Oh.
And that's what the team is all about. We're there for each other. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's team related or personal. We have a conversation, a chat, work things out, and that's how it goes.
2 aspects. One is someone wanted to make a donation financially to you. How can they go about it? And also, if someone felt listening today, they might want to do exactly what you're doing and play a part, how can they go about it?
So the first question, you can go to our Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram, and go to our Just Givey page. And within that, you can then make a donation, either anonymously or put your name with a little message wishing us the best of luck. Or you can see us at many events, drop a little bit of money into the collection pot, whether it's 1p or £10. Every little bit helps, and it goes directly into our charity. And the second question you said, how can you be a part of our team? So you can follow our Facebook page, you can share the Facebook page. That gives us more publicity than we could ever buy. If you wanted to be part of the team, whether it be within our fundraising or our PR team, then drop us an email.
NEWSWAVE.
Okay, that's all we've got time for on this week's edition of NEWSWAVE. A big Chaos Radio thank you to everybody that joined us during the weekend for the Sticker Vintage Rally and Country Fair. We already are counting down the days until next year. We absolutely love this one. And as ever, of course, a final thank you to you for listening and helping support local journalism to thrive. To catch up on all our coverage, as well as to check out our extensive back catalogue of interviews and shows, head on over to chaos.radio. And remember, if you have a local news story that you'd like to share with us, email news@chaos.radio or search Chaos Radio UK across socials. That's it. You're up to date here on Chaos. I'm Tom Howe. Thank you so much for listening. Whatever you're up to this week, make sure you keep it chaos.
NEWSWAVE.
Chaos.radio. Music, podcasts, entertainment.